I'm blowing around 9 those Cadillac. Still got my homies to watch my back and to smoke your ass. And then when I come jack, that's why some pigs and the kids come sweating, they follow. Hollow point shill's hard to swallow. Why wallow when they come to roll on it with the clip in the bluff? I break your head sign. Not kicking dust, cause they get bust. My crew's surrounded, I'm about to get rushed. I'll brush with them. How many shells left in my closet? Where my bag full, my splat when the shit goes down. Better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. You better be ready. I told the police to start our clocks and the rest of the guys I strap on the bulletproof vest. I think I got one to that test. Hot damn, I didn't want to kill a man. Shit, still stand tall with the Hill Clan. Y'all, you better step back. You better fall. I'm coming up blasting like it's Simony Sam. I got the cheese and the bread for the ham. Shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. You better be ready. When the shit goes down. When the shit goes down. Say, better be ready. Yeah.
The following show features stupid opinions and ideas from two idiot brothers who probably did little research and practiced zero due diligence on the topic at hand. The MLO Bros' opinions do not reflect the views of their employer, guests, sponsors, families, neighbors, or pets. If you do not like what they are saying and don't agree with their views or opinions, don't watch the show. We can promise we do not care. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
Hey everybody!
Yo.
Welcome to the MLO Bros.
Yeah, that's not my little brother. That's Joe.
This is Joe from Youngstown Studio. Isaac is under the weather. For those of you new, my name is Luke. I am one of the MLO Bros. Joe filling in for Isaac from Youngstown Studio. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
So, for those of you new to our show, we are a complete, I don't want to say train wreck because that would be totally inappropriate. Yeah, that's a wrong word right now. Yeah, too soon. We are a complete mess when it comes to a podcast.
We're dumpster fire.
Yeah, dumpster fire. That's good. We are a complete dumpster fire. We give our opinions. We are not experts at any of this. Have you ever driven a train before?
No.
No, me neither. So we don't know anything about what we're talking about. I do tonight. We have experts coming on. I have the fire chief of Poland who's going to be logging on in 15 minutes. I have a group, like an environmental group coming on. That is kind of like the way Isaac and I are, because we're very anti-government.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust the government. Definitely, I don't trust Norfolk Southern.
Right.
Now, you don't know a lot about what's going on.
I don't know. I saw your post with this big plume going on. I was like, that can't be good.
You see, that's all you do. How do you not know any of that?
I've been busy. I've been working.
Crap. Okay, so setting the stage. And by the way, if you're watching right now, we got 30 people. Feel free to like this, follow us. Share this because we're going to get some news out. We're going to have a lot of a lot of good information. Too soon for they're already saying too soon. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't even thinking. All right, so let's start. So a couple days ago, Joe, there was a train wreck.
Okay.
A derailment.
Okay.
In East Palestine, Ohio.
Right.
And I'm sure everybody knows, but we'll just go over. East Palestine, Ohio is south of us. We're in Poland. It's a small little town. It is, I love it. People sometimes say I should have been from East Palestine, Ohio, instead of South Range because, but has two giant train tracks that go through, and these trains go flying through all the time. The other night, there was alarms. I was sitting outside. I heard like fire trucks go by. I was, what the hell is going on? So immediately go to your number one news source, social media.
Right.
And a train derailed. And dude, have you seen a lot of these pictures?
I just saw the plume of smoke. I don't know.
The plume of smoke wasn't anything compared to. So there's two times the trains crashed wrecked.
So to hit, like
no,
what?
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that.
Okay.
It was a derailment. So they were
Okay.
going,
Right.
something happened. It's still under investigation. Goes off the track.
Okay.
Not in town, just outside of town, next to a oil refinery or
Oh,
gas refinery.
there's okay.
Okay. I'm going to pull up some pictures.
Okay.
For those of you, I'm sure a lot of you have seen these. Some of these are coming from Facebook. Some of these are coming from people sending them to me. I have friends that live in East Palestine. They are, I can't even describe. It's like somebody said it's like the doors of hell were open. Wait till you see these pictures. So let's pull some of these up real fast. And again, if you haven't seen these or you're living under a rock like Joe has or busy, it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Now, and most of our communities, we live by train tracks. This could have happened in Hubbard. This could have happened in Boardman. This could happen
Struthers,
anywhere.
Poland,
Yeah,
we all have
right.
train tracks, 100%.
Yeah.
So train goes off the rails. I go running inside. This is the first picture I see. And this is burned in my mind, no pun intended again, forever. Dude, look at that.
Holy shit. Wow.
So that's in East Palestine, right? Have you been to East Palestine?
I've been there through a couple times.
So this is when you go down like the hills to the left.
Okay.
So it's not the main, like I was thinking it was the gas station right in town.
Right.
It's not it. So that's there.
Like an industrial type of
right,
place.
exactly. Okay. So the train goes off the rails, hits the station. I'm not sure. This is all from the actual train though, right? Check some of these pictures out. Look at this thing. That's the night of. I mean, this is off my buddy's porch.
Wow.
That looks like a nuke went off.
Heck yeah.
Right?
So fill me in on this. So is it caught fire and they just can't put it out, or why is it still burning?
So from what we're hearing, and again, there's not a lot of information as always, because you got Norfolk Southern Train. They're not releasing any information because they're obviously at fault, right?
Right.
You have the East Palestine officials. You have everything's under investigation. What we're hearing, and I'm going to show you guys a clip of what might have happened, was the axle of a train broke in the back, sent it off the rails, and they were carrying toxic stuff. So that is not healthy stuff.
No.
Chlorine sulfate, or like all this crazy stuff in these that make plastic. Not good to breathe, cancer causing. That was what was burning up.
Okay.
They were concerned also with the fact of they're in these pressurized tanks, they're going to explode. And we'll get into more of that too.
Okay.
So again, if anybody has anything to add, feel free. We will definitely talk about this. So let's see here.
So are they burning it on purpose because it's talk?
We're going to talk about that too. We're going to get into that. So, okay, let's just go through the comments. I live right by the train tracks as well in Stark County. Currently, East Liverpool has a triple the rail traffic at the East End. My friends live there, so I got evac alert on my phone since I've been there. So, see, people were going through this like crazy. So let's keep going. Let me get rid of this. Again, Isaac's not here, so it totally throws me off. And I hate to admit that when he's not here, but it totally throws me off. All right. So,
he's important to you. That's so special.
No, just never admit it. Don't nobody tell him. This is down the railroad tracks, right?
That is crazy.
Isn't it nuts? Look at this. I mean, it's just insanity. So this is the night this one was sent to me from the fire department. In the Louisville Fire Department sent me this. Multi-level fire companies. We're gonna have Chief Constock come on from the Western Reserve Joint. He was down there, and his crew was down there. Let's watch. You want to watch a video real fast?
Sure.
Let's watch a video. See if I can get these videos to work. All right. So let's try this one first. So this is after. Okay, this is the day after. This is damning right here. Watch this. Oh, Bob Hagan.
Your buddy.
Oh, I hate this guy. Oh, God damn it. I didn't watch this video all the way through. Watch this. Watch this. This was in New Waterford before it. Hold on, just say it. Watch. Watch this. Look, see the fire?
Oh wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. So, I mean, that to me right there is the
Dang.
you had a flaming car go by right before it derailed. So that, I mean, that would be the cause. Would be my guess. I mean, I mean, that didn't look normal, right? So let's see. We got comments here, and again, we're taking comments. This is interactive as we go. Wait, no sound? Oh no, you guys couldn't hear it. Yeah, right. Wish there was that. Oh, stop! I know. Sorry, we're trying. I warned you guys before we started this. Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Sorry about that. I should have been reading the comments. Okay, cool. You guys can hear me. All right. So sorry about that. I don't know what was up with that thing. So, anyways, what they're saying was there was a train burning. The train burned, like the axle was on fire. They went and hit the emergency brake, and boom, derails. Okay. All right, thanks, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what was wrong with that thing. So so then the next step, there is burning. I mean, just a total mess. They go out. All the safety crews go out. From what we're hearing is they pull everybody back because they didn't know what was in those tanks.
Okay.
It takes a day for Norfolk Southern to get back and say, this is the manifest of what was in there, which actually is toxic. Chloride, all this crazy stuff. So then they have to figure out. So now they have these cars with this toxic material in there, flipped over, upside down, right? They don't know what to do. Smoking, pressurized tanks could explode and then shrapnel, I mean, just kill everybody. So they evacuate East Palestine. They kick everybody out. There's still people not there, like a mile radius, not living in their houses, living in like hotels, family. There's a gym down there where people are like staying like cat, like, you know what I mean?
Holy
like,
crap.
yeah, it's insane.
Wow.
So what they decide, wait, that's not true. The train conducted has the info on the cars on the train in the computer. But Dale, they were not releasing. They didn't release that for like a day. That's 100% true. I mean, that's confirmed. They did it like maybe they knew what was in there themselves, but they didn't release it to the public. And they pulled those firemen back because they didn't know what it is. Okay. All right. Pics from coming through. So it was on fire going through Salem too.
Wow.
It's crazy. All right. So anyways, now they have a big problem. EPA comes in, they shut East Palestine down. These things they couldn't get them to stop burning because of like all the chemicals and everything else like that. There are 3 or 4 pressurized tanks with this chlorine in it, and they had to do something with it. They couldn't move it because they were afraid it was going to explode. So EPA comes in, Norfolk Southern comes in, they dig a trench, drain it, and then burn it.
Whoa.
Right?
Good plan, guys.
Right. And I'm like, wait, what? This is your again. They were so worried about these things exploding, they did what's called a controlled burn. Dump it in a pit, light it on fire, and just wait.
Wow.
Okay. I have now. This one doesn't have sound, so don't yell at me. I have a drone video of when they light this thing up. Joe, it is unbelievable. Okay, here we go. Okay, here it is. Watch this. See the smoke?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Look at this.
Holy crap. There's your nuke again.
Yeah. So this is the next day.
Wow.
Look at that.
I'm speechless. That's amazing. That's a wow.
Okay. So in all the hazmat calls I've been on, we had that info within 3 hours of the event. Dude, I'm just telling you, Dale, I'm not going to argue with you. What I read on the news and what I heard from the people, including some of the fire chiefs and stuff. So you can argue all you want. I'm just telling you what I heard, man. Correct. They pulled the firefighters at 2:30, announced Sunday exactly what was inside the tank. So it's so sad. People from Louisiana came in for the plan to light it up. Did anyone see the Abby's video on Facebook? Let's see here. Emily's right. Let's see here. Emily's right. I got a pic as well. I live in Salem, and they're talking about East Palestine. It was on fire 13 miles before the derailment.
Wow.
Wow. All right. So now these pictures to me. So they burn this stuff off, Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
They burn it off. This is where I'm like, what the hell? They evacuate within a mile to clear it all out.
Right.
They're worried about the fumes, the gas, all this stuff, because like direct contact to this stuff, you die, like instantly die. But they're hoping it goes straight up and does this. You have to see these pictures. So these are the pictures. Now, again, here's some extra pictures. You have a picture of the tanks,
of course,
right? They're blocking off, the National Guard comes in. All these people come in. Look at this.
That's amazing.
Dude, that's the burn off. How healthy does that look? Look at that.
That cloud's going to kill you. It really is.
Right? Look, down the fish dead. They're checking out the creeks, but there's fish dead. Where is, I had another one. Look at this one. This is the one somebody else sent me. Look at that.
I would think if somebody just showed me, I didn't know anything, I'd say we got nuked.
We got bombed.
Totally bombed.
We got bombed.
Yep.
Look at this. All of that. So that is like, and somebody was explaining to me, I was terrible in school, but somebody was explaining to me when they burn the chlorine stuff, it turns into, it was like hydrogen chloride. And it's like even worse. But again, so their plan was it goes up and evaporates. You know, it's like when you drop, somebody explains to me, it's like when you have a jug of water and you dump dye in it, and it eventually, it's the same thing that's going on up there. Right. Like you're freaking putting that shit all over. So then, were you outside last night? Did you
I heard all about it. I heard everybody was smelling shit though.
Dude, I got out of, I got home from basketball practice and I get out of my car and I'm like, it smells like a freaking swimming pool.
Really?
It smelled
That's
like
strong.
You ever go to a hot tub and they have those little floaty things?
Yes.
That's what it smelled like.
No shit.
Where you hold it up and it's like, I mean, outside.
How many miles is East Palestine from here?
From my house, it's 10 miles. From here, it's 13.
So 10 miles and you were smoking this thing.
The wind shifted and that was it. All over. So, and they were smelling it as far as Trumbull County.
Holy crap.
Hydrochloroxide. This is what they used in World War II to kill people.
Yeah, the mustard gas. That's
mustard gas,
thing.
exactly. Yep. Then it mixes and attaches water, then it's hydrogen chloroxide. Yep. Vinyl chloride was the stuff that was in the actual tank before it got burned.
Okay.
You don't die instantly from insulation. It's a carcinogen that will cause liver cancer. That sounds much better, Kelly. Thank you. Mushroom cloud. And this is my thoughts. We will not find out exactly the effects of a chemical burn for a long time.
Yep.
right?
Oh yeah.
So even I get out of my car, we're all sitting. Now, the thing that drives me crazy about this whole thing, okay? EPA is involved. They're saying everything's fine. Okay. The EPA around us, not so much East Palestine. East Palestine is like nobody go in there because you're going to die if you go in there. Around here, EPA goes in last night because of the smell. People are complaining. They're saying, hey guys, it's fine. There's nothing. You're just smelling like it's when you burn a stove or burn firewood. That's what you're smelling. That was what they were saying. But
Luke is not convinced.
But then they order, hey, you should probably stay inside just to be safe.
Mm-hmm. Which is it?
Right? So you wonder why I don't like, are you doing it just because it smells bad outside? And so you literally had people saying in one breath, hey, it's fine. It's just a smell. And then in the other breath, they're like, hey, you guys should probably stay inside.
See, but government has to say that. They don't want people panicking and like going crazy.
And that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah,
it's
no
like,
doubt.
hey guys, just stay inside.
Yeah, be calm. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
But stay in your basement and plug up all the doorways.
Mm-hmm. Look, so like Springfield canceled school.
Right.
Let's see here. Yep, my kids didn't have school today, and my husband kept them inside until late this afternoon. They just did a press conference and said Hazmat is going to businesses collecting data now. They should have more information tomorrow. Thank you for that. I mean, what do you do? Like, and Isaac and I were talking. So he calls me. He's like, dude, go outside. He's the one that actually told me. I wasn't coming home. I got home for basketball. He said, go outside. I go outside, smell. He's like, what do you do? As a dad, I have 3 boys under 12. As a family, like, what do you do? Like, what if this was worse? What if it was like, hey, if you go outside, you're going to die in our area because of a train thing? Like, there's nothing you could do. You're screwed. It was really
find one of those prepper people in your neighborhood and see what they're doing.
I'm gonna go outside and start digging a trench.
Yeah.
All right.
Bob, are you down there? Need some company?
Exactly. I'm gonna start digging a freaking what do they call this thing?
Bomb shelter.
A bomb shelter.
Yeah,
I'm right in my backyard in Poland.
100%.
Yep. Where's Dad? He's digging a bomb shelter.
Yeah. Don't be surprised, Luke's neighbors, if he has a bomb shelter next week.
What the hell do you do?
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that drives me freaking crazy about this whole thing, and this is my major concern. Norfolk Southern Railroad, they're going to do everything they can to cover their ass. Would you agree with that?
Oh,
this is just, and the other thing that's scary, these railroad companies are basically protected by the government because of they're the railroad. You know what I mean? There's a reason why there's pieces in monopoly with the railroads because they are a main part of the United States. They're super protected, which is another reason why, okay, the EPA is probably going to do what's best. But again, are they? Because it's connected to the government. Those railroad stations go down. Those rail trains, they go down. What? We can't live. Like, food's not going. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all money, and I don't like it. And it makes me very nervous.
And just think, like, you never knew that toxic stuff was sliding around that rail. Anyway, think about all the other crap that goes by there every freaking day.
Exactly. What stuff's going through Struthers? What stuff's going through Poland? What's it Boardman? And those trains, they fly by there. I mean, fly. It's like, I am so, like, I'm paranoid now. I'm turning into a conspiracy.
I'm telling you, though, like, just like the airlines, they have 10,000 flights a day and nothing crashes, but that one a year makes you question whether or not it's a safe endeavor anymore.
Fair.
Think about all the freaking trains that go by that don't crash.
That's fair. That don't crash. That's true. That is a very good point. But you know what, Joe? That's a very good point. Until I show you this picture. You're like, well. or what about this one?
Oh man.
I mean, this one right here is the one that gets me.
Yeah.
That looks like a nuke went off.
It did.
Like a chemical nuke. So
did I see someone post that there was a hovering cloud over Boardman today that was part of that? No, someone's just being a jackass.
You gotta really watch on Facebook too. I wonder 17 okay, snapping turtle jujitsu. That's where I was doing jujitsu until I hurt my knee. 1,700 trains derail per year.
No, they don't.
I read that. Yeah.
No,
I don't think they're as bad as this though. This is like, I think they like derail. Vinyl chloride exposure is associated with an increased risk of rare form of liver cancer, as well as primary liver cancer, brain cancer, lung cancer, lymphoma, and leukemia. So when all of our area get that, 30 years down the road or 20 years down the
Where'd
road.
all this liver cancer?
Yeah, well, God, everybody gets liver cancer. Can somebody please watching out of the 72 people, please write a note to remind me 10 years?
It's going to be the chicken I ate last night.
Exactly. Can someone please remind me in 15 years when I'm in the hospital with liver cancer? John Meyer, everything is fine, but there's fish dead floating everywhere. Dead chickens on a farm this morning. They admitted there is some more livestock dead too. Yes, NS will cover their ass. They all turn to NS for answers. They control the narrative 100%. The small town mayors and fire chiefs have no idea on this. No offense to them, and I admire their commitment, but it's all on NS to lead this 100%, and that's the problem. So NS is saying, "Oh, everything's fine. You're good." No, Norfolk Southern, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I don't believe a word they say. The government, I kind of almost trust. I don't believe a word Norfolk Southern signs. If you're from East Palestine and you're watching this, when they come, the lawyers are coming. And my concern is they're going to write checks for like $5,000, $10,000. Here, sign this paper.
Mm-hmm.
Sign right here. Here's $10,000. You don't get this check, Joe. You don't get this if you don't sign it.
Right. The temptation would be great.
You understand?
Oh yeah.
And you're, oh my God, it's $10,000. I can pay off my credit card. I can pay off my
I didn't
mortgage.
get hurt. Look,
yeah,
my
right. I'm
property's
fine. This is the scariest part about this. And if you're watching and you're from East Palestine, do not sign anything until you talk to a lawyer.
Yeah.
There's going to be lawyers lining up to sue these people.
I saw class action started tonight.
I'm not signing it. I mean, I'm just telling you because I know what Norfolk said. I mean, I've been in banking forever.
Yeah.
Big banks, they don't give a shit. These companies don't care. And I hate to say that. They don't give a crap. They don't care if people die. I'm sure some people that work there do. But the bottom line is it's about money. It's about shareholders. It's about, you know what I mean? Loss. It's about covering their ass. Do not sign papers. I'm telling you, people. Worrying us in East Liverpool, the train traffic is continuous. The area is a cancer capital of the U.S. Wow, see? And they live by the river, too. I heard, look, okay, so he lives in East Palestine. I heard lawyers already did that. So they're trying to get people to sign. I'm telling you, don't do it, guys. And like my concern is, like I said, some of these people down there, they're going to be so desperate for money. They're already probably living in hotels and stuff. And someone's going to come up with a check for $10,000 and they could have hundreds of thousands of dollars, medical expenses. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna, it's bad. I get so worried about it. Dude, why aren't you on our podcast? That's the mayor of East Palestine.
Come on.
Dude, are you by your phone? Can I send you a link? Open up the tracks tonight, fronting expenses. The corporations prey on its franchise. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. And it's like, oh, Trent. All right, hold on, Trent. Hold on. I got to send this. Go ahead. Can you talk real fast?
For sure.
Go, make something up.
About the trains. When I talk about toy trains when I was a kid.
Yeah, go ahead.
And they
talk about toy trains, Joe.
I never set them on fire because I was way too straight-laced for that.
You would be so organized with your trains. All right, hold on. We're going to try and get the mayor on here of East Palestine here. This will be good.
Well, you know what? Honestly, though, I mean, I read all of this stuff where they're taking advantage of these smaller towns, but I mean, these trains have been here for like 100 years through these. They were there before some of the towns were even there.
It's true. So you're saying you feel safe still?
Yeah. I don't know if I lived like a block away from this, whether or not I'd still be there or plan on going back. But
all right, hold on a second here. I'm trying to get the mayor on. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. Weird, awkward silence. Keep talking, Joe.
I talked about
talk more, Joe. Isaac would talk. You were trying to. Isaac never stops talking.
I know. Like, I'm not up for the challenge of being Isaac today. So, dude, Isaac, you're missed, my friend.
Not a lot of people are. All right, I'm gonna send this to you. All right, we're gonna see if we can get Trent on here.
Cool. We're gonna be able to talk to the mayor.
Yeah, this is like exclusive. All right.
Okay.
So we're gonna try and get the mayor on. Trent, I just sent you a link, man. Get him on. Send it. All right, we sent it to him.
What's that one says they were there before the towns? Were they there before the towns?
Were they there before the towns? These towns are the reason we have train routes there. That's
The towns became because the train routes
that would
were
make
there.
sense. I think East Palestine, though, too, if I remember my history right, was a stagecoach town between Youngstown, Cleveland, and Pittsburgh because it's on the way.
Right.
So like 170 because they came through Poland, then through East Palestine, then through like New Waterford. You know what I'm talking?
Oh,
and
yeah.
all the way to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
If I remember.
And it, Industrial Revolution, those things were not the cleanest things. And if you had them running through with the oils and greases
could you
and the
imagine?
fuels, oh, it'd be disgusting.
Could you imagine? Yeah, that's crazy. There are dude, what are you doing?
We just got done with a press conference, so just trying to keep people informed as much as we can. So
I legitimately I see you on CNN and Fox News, and I'm like, I know that guy. Have you slept at all, Trent?
yeah, I finally went to bed last night. I had from Friday night when this happened till last night I had about 2 hours sleep during the whole thing, so just nodding off, and they sent me home last night, told me to get some rest. So
dude, I can't imagine what you're going through, man. So like, can you like, I don't even know where to start. I can't. First off, I wasn't ready for you to come on because I figured you'd be sleeping would be number one. So like, what can you explain to us? Like, what happened? You get a phone call, or were you in town? Like, what happened when it all went down?
yeah, so I'm not going to talk anything about Norfolk Southern or anything like that. I'm just telling you right now.
No, absolutely. Yeah, you can't.
I
We get that.
I know you understand, but so all right. So I guess we'll go a little. So 9 o'clock, a little before 9 Sunday, or I'm sorry, I don't even know what day it is. Friday.
Take your time, dude.
I was actually going outside to get something out of my truck, and it looked like the sun was shining, and I realized something's going on. So being a former firefighter, I said, you know what, I'm going to go down and help these guys get this fire out. Had no idea, what was going on.
Yeah.
I get down and I start seeing a lot of flames. I'm like, wow, this must be something big. And then I get down there and it was like the gates of hell opened up in my little town. So
yeah.
It was crazy. So, I helped them get a couple trucks hooked up to hydrants because by that time, I mean, we didn't have mutual aid or anything like that. And, not being a hero, those boys were a hero. I literally just, hooked the hose up to a hydrant. And then I realized that it's probably time to get into mayor mode. And I headed over to Incident Command. And by then we started having mutual aid department showed up. And then it just started deteriorating from there. So,
right. And there was no putting it out right at that point. And you had chemicals and all that stuff, correct?
Yeah, it was chemicals. We've always known what was on the train. There was some little confusion that we didn't know what was on the train. We knew, but we didn't know which cars were burning because they were in a massive pile. So,
that makes sense. So you knew what was on the train, but because it was all stacked up, you didn't know what. It's like Legos, so to speak. Throw Legos up.
It took a little bit of time to find out what was on the train, but like everybody thinks it's a conspiracy. We're hiding stuff back, and and I guess that's why I'm coming on here to talk too, because I know I can talk to you.
Dude. We're good, man. We won't hammer you like CNN or Fox News have been.
And they've been all right, but it's just like the constant questions, and that I've had no media training at all in my life. That I was on your show.
Tell everybody what your media training was, Joe. Do you know what his media training was? Coming on our show.
Yeah. Oh, you're first time I've ever been on camera ever, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you keep saying well, you stand in front of 30 cameras whenever you've had 2 hours sleep in 48 hours and see what you're saying." So.
Dude.
So when did you get the National Guard and when the federal guys got involved?
So the first night, it was an ongoing situation. So we had to really watch what we were doing, because we knew chemicals were involved, and we didn't want to put any first responders. So eventually, we decided, they decided that our fire chief. I got to stop right there. Our fire chief is an amazing guy.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I think, is his 1-year anniversary of being on the job. Like, this man, Keith Dravick, is just, he's been amazing through all of this.
Yeah.
And he was actually out of town and drove back in, and was, we had, Assistant Chief Rick Orby. He was there. He was running the show when, and Chief was on the phone, the whole way back, keeping him updated, telling him what's going on. Wow. And, we had, I think they counted 78 departments. So
wow.
From Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Ergon, it's a refinery down in West Virginia. They sent up a foam trailer. I mean, we had foam, we had everything, but it was determined that it wasn't necessarily safe for the people in there. The buildings, not one building got destroyed in this whole deal.
No deaths so far, right? Or
no deaths so far. No. Yeah. No really injuries. There's been a couple people, transported just for observation. I don't think there's been major injuries that we know of.
Wow.
So
yeah, when's that timeline before the public can, even think of coming back into town?
We're still working on it. That's the biggest question. Everybody wants to come back to town, and I wish they could come back right now. I mean, I was fortunate. I live out of the zone, but and I've kept my family here. That's how positive I am that what I'm being told by, officials is, the Ohio EPA, the United States EPA, and there's so many acronyms floating around. Like, and we're at a elementary school, that's our incident command center. So, you have, time I look up at the alphabet on the wall, I just get a chuckle because, we have everybody. If it's an acronym, they're here. So.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna ask. My turn. It's my show. You're my guest. Actually, you're my guest. Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
So what was awesome is watching some of all the agriculture and the people that were offering to house animals and whatever. Absolutely, from the surrounding communities. It's amazing under crisis how awesome people can be.
Yeah, I mean, the MLO brothers, they like to make fun of us down here in East Palestine, but really,
you guys all look alike.
Because
that's not me. That's Isaac that says that, by the way. Not me. That's not me.
Yeah, we're a good group of people, and everybody, you have definitely have your keyboard warriors, as I like to call them, on that are chemistry experts and everything like that, and making fun of me that I'm a derelict and I don't know what I'm doing. Well, I really don't know what I'm doing. I'm not every day do you get when I ran for mayor 4 years ago, never did I imagine that I would be doing a press conference for the train wreck in my town.
I laid in. I didn't lay in, but I'm going to tell you, I was defending your fire chief and I was defending the administration today because some of a local reporter today made a comment of, we're going to find out because you guys canceled they were asking all kinds of questions and they cut the interview off. Like you guys cut it off. Yeah. Rightfully so, because they were getting drilled. And this local reporter was like, well, we're going to find the answers even if you're going to cut a press conference off. And my response on this reporter's thing was, you guys aren't trained for any of this. You guys aren't public speakers. Your fire chief, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a small town. These guys, you were just elected for, what was the biggest thing before the train wreck that you had to face as being a mayor? COVID. Right.
Yeah.
So these reporters giving you guys shit, I wanted to be like, screw you, dude. These people had a train explode in their town, and you're going to give them shit?
And they've been working for the last 72 hours nonstop.
Yeah, right. And you're going to give these guys crap. And then somebody's like, oh, the fire chief's grumpy. No kidding. You think he's grumpy? You guys should have seen me if I was in that situation. What the hell?
Right, so this started at, I just want to, that you bring up a good point.
Yeah.
This started at 9. I think it was 9 o'clock at 8:54 or something like that. I think it was the first pictures we had off of Ring doorbells, and it's amazing what Ring doorbells catch. I tell you, there's some good footage. They've already determined what caused this was I think is what they're saying. my phone has been glued to my hip, but it's been emails and phone calls. I haven't really been on much on social media. My teenagers are keeping me informed what's going on there. But
we're happy though you tuned in tonight though.
Yes,
See, Joe,
absolutely.
he's a true fan when he
He's a good
tunes in.
dude. Good
Well,
dude.
I just sat down and I was like, this is one, I know I can, be myself on here and not
Absolutely.
Yeah, Wolf Blitzer.
Yeah.
Luke's
Luke's used to have a live roast. Man, look, so here you got people pulling for you, and ignore the trolls, Trent. I'm telling you right now, these guys, you're gonna hear crap no matter what you guys do down there, no matter what you say, they're gonna give you shit. You have to ignore them. Trust me, I know this 100%. You know what I mean?
I mean, if they think for 1 second I want to keep anybody out of their home longer than they want, I mean, that is by far the last thing I want to do.
It's a safety issue. I mean, it's a safety thing, correct?
Yeah, and like that, everybody's concerned about their pets. I would be too. I mean, I have 2 golden retrievers and I love them to death. But in the same token, like, we cannot risk somebody's life or a citizen's life or one of our firemen's lives or law enforcement, and nobody can. We can't risk their lives to go check on your dog. I'm sorry, I apologize. Like, it hurts me. I'm an animal lover. I don't want to be put in this situation, but and they also have to realize too that like, I'm part-time. I have another full-time job. Like, the chief is he's the only full-time person on the department. Everybody else is.
Wait, you're part-time too?
Yeah, no, I run a factory in town. I don't. I'm not.
See, isn't that crazy?
Wow.
So he's part-time mayor, and he's getting. You know what I mean? It's like I might start fighting more if I hear more people arguing about what you guys are doing down there. I'm going to start
lay down some cover fire for him.
The MLO bros are going to lay down some cover fire, to quote Joe, because I'm not putting up with that shit anymore. With that, you guys are doing a good job.
And my citizens come first. Like that has been the number one priority since day one. My citizens first, and the fire chief is the same way. The fire chief is the incident commander, so he I declared a state of emergency, but that's where my power stops. Like, he is number one, and I've been right by his side the entire time, other than getting some sleep here and there. But I mean, when they called him grumpy earlier, I'm like, this man's literally not slept since this happened. Like,
crazy.
He's dozed off a couple times just here and there in between press conferences and stuff, but he has to be here. He's, it's ridiculous, the criticism they had for him. Like, they have no idea what I mean, this whole incident is on his shoulders. We're trying our best, to help him out, but in the grand scheme of things, Governor DeWine comes in and, he helps us out. He got the National Guard in here, and, we appreciate all the help we've got from everybody, but people have to understand, we're doing the best that we can.
Dude, you guys are doing a great job. I mean, what the hell? I mean, no one ever, when you become a mayor or fire chief is going to think a train's going to wreck like that, and you're going to have to kick people out of their houses. I mean, you guys are handling that situation great. So
yeah, and there's no explosion risk anymore, right? There, it's just a matter of letting the thing burn out and then kind of contain whatever the fire did, right?
Yeah, the fire's out now. The smoke plume's gone. The air, there's a little bit of a smell up on my house. There's really nothing. My house is, I think it's 1.8 miles away from the edge.
Yeah. Wow.
It's up on the hill. So, I would think I would get a little bit of smell down in the valley. There's a little bit of a smell, but we have the Ohio EPA, the federal EPA. We have a contractor from Norfolk Southern. We have a bunch of people in town, looking out for the welfare of everybody. So, all in the National Guard. So, I mean, we have four different sets of eyes on this thing. So it's not like we're just taking somebody, the train company's word for it, or we're not just taking, we have everybody's data that goes into one thing. And then, if something's not right, then they go check it again. And, it's,
you have double people, triple people checking everything over and over and over, pretty much.
Yeah. Because I mean, you can't just have you can, we can't just take the train company's word for it. We have to have more than so we have all these people in here. It's not there's no conspiracy behind this.
Okay.
It's we're just trying our best. We're not experts, so we have to go with what we're being given.
I think that's fair, man. So, well, I'll tell you what, buddy, when you are done, when we get out of this, will you come back to the studio and we can all drink a beer?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll bring it.
Let's just do that. Let's plan it like a month. We're going to have you come on. We'll talk it. We'll decompress and we'll drink some beer.
Yeah, there better be cookies there too. Because
we will bring cookies. We had cookies last time you were on.
I didn't want people to think I was fat. I mean, that's right.
wait. He's like, I don't want. Last time he's on, he's like, I don't want any cookies. The next thing he sees, he's just like,
oh, now it's the fat jokes. Come on, I'm nice enough.
Dude, you started it, not me.
I would expect that from your brother. So
yeah, I know. He's sick. Trust me, he wanted to be here because he. I'm telling you, him and I have been like every time we watch something we see, we're like, our buddy, poor Trent. Like, honest to God, that's the first thing that popped into my head was, oh my God, Trent. I texted you that, and I messaged you that. I'm like, dude, I said, be a small town mayor. It'll be fun. That was my message to him. I'm like, oh my God. Well, dude, hang in there. And if you need the MLO Bros to like I said, if you need us to rally funds, if you need anything anybody needs in East Palestine, let us know. We got big mouths, so we can get word out pretty fast. And anything we can do to help, man, let us know.
All right. I appreciate that.
Hey,
I have one last thing for all you trolls that make fun of me for saying,
Yeah, there you go. All right, buddy. You hang tight. We'll see you later, Trent.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right. See ya.
All right.
How about that?
That was awesome.
Suck it, C-SPAN. Suck it, CNN. Suck it, Fox News.
They chose Luke.
That's right. You like that? All right. So next up, we have more guests coming. This is like guest night and everything.
All right.
So I'm gonna let these guys introduce us. So we have Thomas Powell. Thomas, talk so I can hear you.
Bam, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, you're good. And then Emily. Hi, Emily.
Hi there. How are you?
Everybody's here. Good. All right. So you guys, let's see if I can get this right, are from River Valley Organization.
Organizing.
I like even better.
But it is an organization.
Or it's an organization organizing.
We're an organization that organizes.
All right. So tell us about your group. I saw a couple posts and I was like, this is good because I like their stuff. So tell us about your group. Go ahead.
So basically, we're River Valley Organizing, and we work around 3 realms. Well, I guess 4 really: harm reduction, environmental justice, and civic engagement, and then everything in between, the general public safety and health of our communities, up and through the River Valley, from the bottom of Ohio to up in East Liverpool, reaching out into Youngstown and stuff like that. A lot of Appalachia. We have teams in Indiana, all across Ohio and stuff. But we really just try to make sure that the voices of the people who are far too often forgotten about are heard. Just like in this situation, like half the people like on the news haven't heard of East Palestine, never gave a shit about anybody around there. But, you know what I mean? So we just try to make sure that people's voices are heard. And also back on Trent, I'm also a master of the uhs.
Dude, I told you, he's like, so is this like, can I swear on your show? Can I do? I was like, dude, you've obviously never seen this show. I'm like, you guys can away. You guys can do whatever you want. So what I liked the aspect of like, what is this group going to do now, or can you do anything? Like, let me start here. How old is your group? How old is your organization? There was enough right out of the gate.
So we've been around. Thomas is actually one of the people that's been around the longest. He's been around 4 or 5 years at this point. Organization.
You're so flattering, but it's like 3.
Sorry, just seems like
if it was 4 or 5, my beard would be gray by now.
Yeah, right.
The organization's been around for about a decade, but we got our 501c3 2 years ago, and
Awesome.
we're able to start in that capacity. And our founder, Amanda Kiger, started all of this by rejecting a dump in West Point that was going to bring radioactive material right into farming communities. So that's how this all got started.
Okay.
And then Thomas, go ahead.
On that, whenever Amanda first branched off from the organization she was working in, the people that were in our organization were working out of her living room because we didn't have a brick and mortar. We didn't have anything. We were just, I'm not going to say we because I wasn't there, but we as an organization were just concerned citizens ready to see some shit change, you know? I forget what the main question was.
So what kind of stuff have you guys fought? Let's start there.
Shit. Just in the past couple of years I've been here, we've done a lot around Black Lives Matter and racial injustices. Just I'm actually working on a police oversight committee for East Liverpool, Ohio, just because there's been so much stuff going on down there within the department, just like a lack of transparency between the department and citizens.
We talk, and this is my brother's not here, but this is Joe, by the way. Joe, this is
I guess.
But we talk about transparency so much with everything with our local governments, and we have had podcasts after podcasts. We've called out local governments. We've fought. Currently, I think I have 3. Well, the Mahoney County commissioners hate our guts.
Yeah.
The Trumbull County commissioners hate our guts because they're not. These governments aren't transparent. And you're calling it right there, 100%.
That's like our main goal in everything, and most of the things we do is that transparency. There's so much behind the door bullshit that happens. So many decisions made where the people that are going to be directly affected by those decisions aren't even in the room or know anything about it until it's already a policy or a law or it's already happening. You know?
Yeah. River Valley organizing is about existing outside of institutions and really representing citizens, and not just representing them, but empowering them to represent themselves and become civically involved. So whether that is, we have a campaign in Wellsville, Ohio right now, where we are working with citizens that live near a intermodal that carries in a lot of waste with trucks, a lot of just the truck damage alone and the dust. Their streets are completely ripped up. Their homes have a dust inside that's very thick. Black dust on their cars has been reported. So we're working with the community to see how they want to challenge the county and their city, because no one cares about them. They're at the bottom of the county. It's where people that are in the BIPOC community live in the county. It is where people that they feel do not count live. So they don't do anything. So it's about citizens coming up with solutions to take care of themselves. Just like you all know with the overdose crisis that's happening right now, we're at ground zero in Ohio. So we have harm reduction services, and we have street teams that work with Narcan. And we've seen in Portsmouth, Ohio, over 1 million syringes have been exchanged. And we've saw hepatitis C reduced in the community. Overdoses in East Liverpool were in the 3rd spot in the state. Within 2 years, we were able to bring that down to 16. So it's about direct action to change things outside of existing institutions so transparency can exist. And go ahead. Sorry.
Is it, when you're saying, like what you said earlier about the people acting and being part of the government and interacting and representing themselves?
Yeah.
I'm curious because I have some opinions on this. Why are people not more involved?
Thomas. I could go on this. So one of my jobs is knocking doors and getting opinions from mainly East Liverpool and surrounding communities. I've been everywhere canvassing, actually. And one of the things I realized when I first started talking to these people, because I'm like, hey, man, like we can change this, whatever. And I would get like doors slammed in my face where people would just be like, fuck off. I started to realize that it's because a lot of a lot of families in these small towns for generations have been taught, like, you ain't shit, your daddy ain't shit, your grandpappy wasn't shit, and you ain't never going to be shit, and that factory's going to stay there, and you're going to like it. You know what I mean? Whether
Right.
you cancer or not, or whatever policy it happens to be. When we're talking about the police, well, the police, you ain't never going to get the police to stop doing this stuff, so what's the point? Like, they've had the hope beaten out of them, and I try to I like to say I'm like a door-to-door salesman, but I don't sell a product. I try to sell hope back to the people who have had it stripped from them. I think that's really the best way I can explain that.
No, Lindsay, who's involved in your group from Lisbon, and she watches the show, and she's a buddy of ours. They think their opinions won't matter, and let me tell you what, that right there, Joe, isn't just river towns, isn't just anywhere. Everywhere has that opinion of we can't make a difference, and we're from Poland, Ohio. There are people in Poland, Ohio. We've been fighting our local government here because it's like communist China sometimes with like the zoning and with like how they pull stuff off and and backroom deals. Same thing. Everyone thinks you can't make a difference, and you can if you unify and if you push back, right? And you also, when these people do this, the other problem is Isaac and I, because we've been fighting all these people, we get people like, you guys are pot stirrers, you guys are just causing problems, you guys are assholes, and it's like, we might be assholes, but guess what? Freaking government is listening to us now, and we are freaking making a difference. And you guys doing that, I mean, obviously you guys are making a difference. What are you going to do? So what's the plan? Do you guys have a plan for when East Palestine opens back up? Because my main concern, and this is why I had you guys on, I am so concerned about my friends in East Palestine, and I have a lot of people I know down there. They're right down the road. I know them. I am afraid these people are going to get, ready for the pun, railroaded.
Nice. Well done.
I was thinking of that literally all day. They're going to get railroaded by Norfolk Southern. That is my concern. So do you guys have a plan in place or anything you're going to do to help? I mean, because this is nuts.
So that is one of our main concerns too, as well as like obviously the environment and stuff like that. And one of the things I was telling people earlier, because they was like, it seems like a movie. And I'm like, you're right. It is like a movie. But the difference is at the end of this movie, everything might not be okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is something that could take decades, if not longer, to fix itself. And like you said, we're worried about, was it Nordstrom? I can't remember.
Norfolk Southern.
Norfolk Southern, yeah.
Yeah, this is like a huge company with a lot of money. And like, as much as I want to trust everybody and hope everything is okay, like the EPA can be bought out just as easily as a politician. You know what I mean? That's one of our fears. So one of the things we've started doing is we've started a survey and stuff, taking real live stories from the people who were there and are directly impacted and collecting all this data. We're contacting attorneys and stuff. We have a meeting with Sherrod Brown on Friday to discuss some matters. And I believe, Emily, we sent something to DeWine, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, we have, if you go on our Facebook page, we have a rapid action call we're doing. And it is, if you sign a quick little form, it sends a letter to Mike DeWine, and it asks for us to be declared a federal emergency at the site. We were talking to the mayor, and I think it actually fit in perfectly with this. We're about the fact that, like, those are the people that are on the ground. They are the ones that are doing the work, the hard work, and really they need more assistance. They needed more assistance than even just the National Guard, because the testing that is going to need to be done, these people are not going to most likely be back in their homes for a while. FEMA could be involved. If Mike DeWine would request from Biden that we get federal, the FEMA comes in and is a federal emergency or disaster. Right. The problem is we have direct knowledge we're a non-partisan group, we're a nonprofit, but we know people that work in the political realm, and we've been told that DeWine is being advised by the Ohio GOP to not contact Biden to do that, because if Biden comes in, if federal help comes in, it could make his administration look good.
Oh my God.
So unfortunately, this
hate
happens.
politics.
It's politics, and it happens on both sides. But they're playing politics with our life. And, you know, we've at RVO, like Thomas said, with the layered approach of, we were in lines today that where people were getting reimbursements to stay in hotels from Norfolk Southern, taking stories, and volunteers from the community talking to people. And we're going to have a community meeting within the next week to start to organize around this. So the big thing is to make sure that, you know, that there's transparency in the process, that people are being able to be represented legally and, you know, morally and in every way, that they're known that, you know, they're not forgotten, that they do have power in themselves to come back, you know, in civic action through this. But this is going to be decades. So the federal government, FEMA, this should be considered, you know, a federal disaster. And we hope that DeWine will not play politics with our health and do something.
Yeah, somebody needs to be asking that guy. I mean, that's crazy. How ridiculous is that?
Right.
Politics with Republicans. I hate it. We've talked about it. You guys, we've talked about how much we hate Republicans and Democrats. Like, it's such a waste, and it kills the political party system. I can go on a whole pod. Don't get me started. Anybody that watches the show knows I'm off on a freaking rant.
And just as a citizen, I live in Columbiana. I'm within 5 miles of the crash site.
Yeah.
And my whole family, my father has bilateral asbestosis from working at Weirton Steel for 34 years.
Wow.
And then 2 months before he retired, they sold the company, cut his pension, and you know, we're lucky he has health care. That was one thing he did come out with. So he has a hard time breathing anyway. And he was reporting to me having pretty decent shortness of breath. I had nausea. My grandmother, I take care of her. She lives with me. She was experiencing nausea, shortness of breath. We were sheltering in place and, you know, started getting phone calls and pictures from people of dead fish in creeks. And chlorine gas smell. And unfortunately, the vinyl chloride that you were talking about that a lot of people put comments on, it does lead to, you know, to cancer after exposure. And, you know, the EPA keeps doing this messaging saying, well, it takes long continuous exposure, but that's not the case. It just takes a certain amount of exposure.
Right.
And we won't know the ramifications of that. And there was no such thing as a controlled burn. It was we see the pictures. We saw what happened. 4 counties, 2 states under shelter in place because of this controlled burn. So, unfortunately, we're not, we don't want to be like the mayor said, we're not looking to put anyone down. We just want transparency in the process. And unfortunately, Norfolk Southern has a record over the last 20 years of 70, I believe it was $70 million in violations that they paid. 21 million of that was in environmental violations. They're being sued right now in a civil rights case for workers out of Atlanta for making them work in hazardous conditions when they believed a derailment was going to happen. There's just a lot of things that we have questions about their prior practices. So we'll be making sure to, you know, advocate and agitate, as our founder likes to say about that.
If you need any help agitating, I'm going to let you know, Isaac and I are really, really good at that.
He got his doctorate in agitation.
I have my doctorate in agitation.
Thomas too. He's the OG agitator.
I can agitate the shit out of anybody. So you just let us know if you guys need us help, because I know big businesses. I've worked in banking for years in big banks. I can only imagine how bad Norfolk Southern is going to try and cover this up. Everything's fine. Everything's good. We're taking care of you. And all they care about, and I've been saying this since day one, all they care about is the profit and the bottom line and the dollars that they're covering up. Any penny they can save out of this, they're going to try. And that's it. I mean, that's it. So Norfolk Southern is not your friends in this, no matter what they do. And everybody has to realize that. And I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. No one will convince me otherwise that they're in this to help now. It's just not. They're in there to save their ass is what they're in there for. So,
Yeah.
So wait, you mean to tell me that this isn't a controlled burn? I mean, that looks healthy, right, Joe?
Of course.
Dude,
yes.
This is fine. This is fine. Look.
Can I get one of those in my backyard?
Absolutely. I was going to go in there, just whack it in. I mean,
back at the fire pit.
I mean, what the hell? Oh, well, so if anybody wants, you guys accept members? Like if anybody wants to join, reach out, needs help, I mean, where do they find you?
We have a Facebook page, River Valley Organizing. It's pretty easy. It's right there. You'll see nonprofit and all that stuff. You can look at all the stuff we do. We're working on getting our website up to date because we haven't had anybody to do that for a long time. So the website's pretty much butt right now.
Dude, we had a website. We forgot to pay it, so it's kind of down right now.
Yeah, we're thinking by June we should have our website relaunched, and it be
the MLObros. It's on my list. The MLObros.com coming back 2023. As soon as I pay off, pay the people off. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. Thanks for joining. I hate to cut. We've been going for like an hour and a half. I had no idea the mayor was coming on. He's just like, "Hey, I'm going to come on." I was like, oh, "Okay, cool." Again, if you guys need us, and I want to offer our services, if you guys ever want to talk about anything, I am a big fan of the environment. I am a big fan of holding the government responsible, transparency. We've been pushing all of our local governments to stream all their meetings so people can go. That's been a big push we've done. Anything you guys need from us to gain awareness, let me know. Would you please?
Will do.
I think us and you guys could get along very, very good because, like I said, the government. I love local government, but they need to be more transparent. And don't even get me started on the state or federal because then I'll rant forever. So, guys, thanks for coming on and thanks for reaching out today. I appreciate it, guys. And again, when we get into East Palestine, and everybody can go back. If you guys need our help, please let me know.
Yep. Can I just say one more thing real quick?
Dude, shoot, man.
Just to everybody who's listening. One, please reach out to us. We can't do anything without the people who are we need to put the people who are directly affected in power in this and make their decisions, make their voices heard. And we can't do that without feedback. Please contact us. Please get a hold of us. We understand that this isn't just like, this is huge. Like there's families that have been living in East Palestine for generations. There's and they might their properties might be messed up forever now. You know what I mean? We don't know that yet. Legacies could be over this shit. And we just want to let everybody know that we're going to do the best we can to make sure justice is sought out.
Awesome. Well, you guys, thanks again. We appreciate you guys coming on. Look forward to talking to you guys again in the future because, like I said, I think there's something there. We'd love to help you guys out where we can. So,
thanks for having us, man.
All right, guys. Good luck. Have a good night and stay busy. Give them shit.
Yep.
All right, man. We'll see ya. What a nice little podcast.
That was somebody orchestrated that nicely. Were you the organizer,
dude? This again, I organized nothing. It just all.
Dude, why don't you take credit for that sometimes? Just say you nailed it, you planned it that way.
I mean, I planned it, but I didn't know the mayor was going to come on.
You got to play it off like you did.
Okay,
though.
I did. I totally had that set up.
See, I knew it.
No, I know.
Good job.
All right,
but he did a great job. He's a good dude.
See, the mayor,
yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, it's just he's like a regular guy that gets thrown into this situation. I feel terrible for him. Like, could you imagine? I'm going to run for mayor of my town and I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to bring vending machines to the swimming pool, right? And you're like, oh, awesome. And then he brings vending, and then the next thing you know, a train explodes in your town. You're like, oh, shit.
And you have a national store in your backyard.
You have CNN, Fox, and Wolf Blitzer. I mean, what? I mean, it's just so funny. I hurt for the people in East Palestine. I really do. And I am not going anywhere. I know this. I have a feeling this is going to get shitty. I just, you know what I mean? I don't know why. Call me whatever, but as far as I don't know how long people are going to move back. The money stuff. I'm worried, man. I'm worried.
We'll find out how the contamination is and how dirty it is to get back in there.
No,
like, what if they're in a hotel for a month?
Yeah.
Like, what happens then?
Yeah, like, dude, we're 10 miles away. This was taken like 7 miles away. Imagine 1 mile away from that. Like, that's all over your house. That's all over that's what they're worried about. I mean, what the hell? Look, I mean, this is right down the road. This is in the creek.
Yep.
What this is from Poland. How about this? Look at that. I mean, just not good. So we got to keep monitoring it. We're going to keep holding on to people, keep holding them accountable. Thursday, I have Nate coming on from our sponsor, the Fantastic Tales of Merriweather and Fairweather. We're going to learn how to write a book. Do you ever write a book?
I've not read.
You seem like you'd want to write a book.
I've tried to write a book a bunch of times. I don't have the attention span for it.
You like chapter 1.
Yeah. You're like well, an hour later, I'm like, what about this?
Exactly. I gotta go. This is stupid. I'm gonna write a book. So he's coming on. He's gonna talk about. He wrote a bunch of books actually, and I'm like, dude, I want to learn how to write a book, and I'll never do it like you because, dude, I can't keep like anything focused.
What about like a ghostwriter? If you hired somebody to write your book,
somebody to like write down my thoughts, and start writing it down, and they'd be like, "Well, fuck this, I'm not allowed."
But they would start annoying you after like, saying, so what's going on in your brain today? Shut up!
Why are you not answering that phone call? Right? Yeah, I don't want
he fired his ghostwriter on day 2.
They're harassing me. Like
they want to know stuff all the time.
That's exactly it. Keep an eye on your neighbors. Watch for rain. Oh man.
Yeah, someone was saying that acid rain coming through those clouds.
I heard that, but then the weather guy said that's not possible. That's not how it works. Like, it doesn't get like sucked into the cloud, like it makes a massive, like it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Situation sucks. Check your texts.
But I mean, you're right. The implications for not just health, but everything. You know, we won't know for another 6 months all the different things that changed.
Look at that. That's from the cloud from an airplane over East Palestine.
Crap.
You can't really see it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. So that's the clouds, and then that's the thing coming up from the clouds. That's crazy. Wow. All right. Well, we'll be back Thursday. Isaac hopefully will be here. If not, Joe, I might have to call you again.
All right.
You never have me on your podcast. What am I get invited to yours?
You know what? We want to get that Freddie one going. That would be hilarious.
Dude, I've invited you guys.
I know.
I know. I'm trying to I'm trying to get Fast Freddie on here.
Why don't you just show up tomorrow? We're doing a beer tasting on Thursday.
What time?
We'll just combine shows.
Yeah, dude. Well, I have a guy. We have guests. Nate's coming on. What time?
7:30 it starts. 7:30, 9:30.
I can't do it because we got our podcast.
I know, but we could do it the same. We can
Can we just come in some? Do you sit every Thursday with Fast Freddie?
Yeah.
Young Sound Studio, Fast Freddie. We're just gonna come in someday. I'm like, dude, I've been looking for you.
Do it. That would be amazing.
Because he freaking dodges me. Is he just out of control? Isn't he?
He's so busy. Like,
is he
so
really
busy? Yeah.
A friend of a friend took that picture. Oh, you're talking about that, dude? That is amazing. I just got text to me. That is crazy. Why were the 2 videos submitted? Yeah, see, this is the stuff. Oh, no shit. All right, cool. Thanks, Luke. I didn't even know I got that picture. Your picture was sent to me, man. That's awesome. See, this is the stuff like, so Chase, we've been reading this stuff, and I don't know, like Facebook said, like there was a video submitted and then it's not available anymore. Like, I keep hearing this stuff. I don't know what's true and what's not. Does that make sense? It's hard, like Chase, and I'm sure it was, but it's hard to say what's true and what's not with this stuff.
Right.
Because you have people saying one thing, acid rain,
like that.
You know what I mean?
So somebody leaks something that might not even be true, and then it circulates through the media.
Circulates as truth. And you just got to be really, really careful.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Luke, thanks for, you could yell at whoever sent that to me, but thank you for doing that, for sharing that picture. All right. So we'll be back Thursday. Joe, thanks for coming on Youngstown Studio. Special thanks to our sponsors. Katie, we got a new sponsor, Katie Morey, Howard Hanna Real Estate Services. Awesome. She actually bought my old house.
Did she
She's
really?
Yeah,
excellent.
Valley Insurance Group. That's Mayor Tim from Poland, and also the Fantastic Tales of Merriweather and Fairweather. I'm like a little kid. So, all right, everybody, we appreciate you guys watching. That was awesome. There'd be like 100 people watching.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, so we appreciate it. Like and follow this. Please share this. You'll be able to rewatch it later. Tomorrow, I'm going to put it on all of our audio only things, so it'll be on Spotify and all that stuff. So, again, thank you very much. Isaac will hopefully be back Thursday. Awesome show. Again, thank you very much.
For sure.
We will see you guys all Thursday. All right, bye. Where's my music? It's a worst podcast ever, Joe. It's
your brand.
Huh?
That's your brand.
It is my brand. When you say it's the worst podcast ever, nobody gives a shit.
Live up to it.
You have to. All right, bye, everybody.
The workforces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces